All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. This brother Shemaiah. First, I'm giving honors to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone, peace and salutations to my fellow Akim, Aquat out there that follow Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai with truth and sincerity. I like to say shalom. I was just typing something in ChatGPT on give me 10 reasons why America is falling, and it gave me the answers. In ChatGPT, the artificial Idumean or the artificial intelligence have given me great answers of why Babylon the Great, aka America, is falling. So this place, man, is done. So I'm gonna grab ChatGPT real quick. It says, give me 10 reasons why America is falling. And it says, here are 10 grounded reasons often cited by analysts and critics for why America may be perceived as fallen or decline in various areas. Economic inequality, wealth gap between the ultra-rich and the rest of the population has grown drastically. Stagnant wages for the middle and working class while corporate profits soar contribute to social unrest and diminish economic mobility. Political polarization and dysfunction. Deep divisions between the left and the right have led to governmental gridlock, culture wars, and even threats of civil unrest, right? Because you have people that are liberals and conservatives. Okay, liberals. I think it's a term they call liberals nigger lovers because hey, they for Black Lives Matter, LGBTQ, and all this democratic bullshit, and the conservatives are the more traditional. They're more like racist in a sense. Or they want all white. They want things to be back to the atomic age where it was the father working, the mother in the house cooking, and the kids are playing outside. They want that back. They want America back to that golden age like in the 50s and the 40s. But those days are over. So, but now today, these two groups, liberals and conservatives, or a Republican or Democrat, they're fighting against each other, and that's causing Egyptian against Egyptian. And that is going to cause civil unrest. Many Americans have lost faith in democratic institutions, view them as corrupt or ineffective. Declining educational standards. Public education in many areas is underfunded, outdated, increasingly politicalized. Students in the United States often rank behind their peers in other developed nations in subjects like math, reading, and science, right? Because other nations are developing far greater than us, man. Okay? Here it is in America, man. They teach you bullshit. They teach you things that you really don't need in your life. Okay? The history, the math, okay, the tutors, all that. But while other countries, they're learning about agriculture, how to cook food, how to sustain yourself, how to actually be an actual civilian. Okay, but a lot of people drop out of high school, college. And that's a sign that Babylon's educational system is for the failure. It's going to collapse. And what I read, it was an article that a lot of the rich billionaire kids don't go to public schools like average kids like we all did. It's actually an article that billionaire kids, children of billionaires and people that are children that are sons and daughters of the political powers, like the elites and stuff like that. They go to billionaire schools. They're teach how to be rulers and how to become a high powerful person. But for a person like me or a person like the average person that went to public school, that's for more workers and more low level people. It says cultural and moral fragmentation. There's no longer a shared national identity or a set core of values. Competing ideologies, extreme liberalism, nationalism, and nihilism, etc., have fragmented society, weakening unity and purpose. Right, because you got people that's in all these different types of demons and ideologies. You got a man walking out the house, got a dress on, that's called himself a drag queen. All right, a woman dressing up in a suit. All right, nigga claiming himself to be a god. It's all this type of weird shit, man. Okay, these are all different ideologies that's destroyed America. And America was meant to be destroyed. It was built to rise and then fall, like all nations. Out of control national debt. The United States national debt exceeds $34 trillion and continues to grow with no serious bipartisan effort to rein it. reining in. Long-term consequences can include inflation, higher interest rates, and a weakened global dollar. This is the one I wanted. This one I like. But yeah, we are at the trillions, man. We can't pay all this money back. It's impossible. Okay, we owe money to a lot of these nations. These nations are getting mad because they want their money back. Okay, so this is decline in infrastructure. Roads, bridges, water systems, and public transportations are aging, deteriorating. Other nations are investing in futuristic infrastructures while many American cities struggle with potholes and power outages. Right. Okay. A lot of these buildings that, like I brought this out long ago, a lot of these buildings that were built in 1930s and 1920s that were built in 1808 or buildings that were built in 1905 and the 1900s till today, they're not going to, once they fall, if something bad happens to them, they're not going to be rebuilt. If a building was made in 19, let's just say 1912, it was built in 1912, and let's just say in 2025, a whole fucking, let's just say a crane collapsed on it or something happens where the building collapsed, that building's not going to be built up. That infrastructure, that architect is not going to be built up. So once these buildings are built up, they're going to just rot until they fall, until they build a new building up. But even still, that costs a lot of money, a lot of construction that need to be, organized and planned. So, hey man, let's just say a whole meteorite hit the city of New York City. A lot of those buildings are going to be destroyed. Okay, and it's going to cost a lot of money to build those cities back up. So it's at the point where a lot of these places that filled with rubble and that's are abandoned, they're left to be abandoned. They're done. Okay. Okay. A lot of these streets are sidewalks. A lot of these houses and buildings and skyscrapers are waxing worse. They weren't meant to last, thousands of years. That's why in China, I give credit to Moab, but Moab take pride in their architecture. There's architecture that lasts for over 2,000 years, man. They even go back to Jake that was ruling China and Asia. But still, their architecture lasts longer than America's. Because America's architecture, that's why it's called a concrete jungle, because it's always made out of concrete. It's not harmonious to its environment. Loss of global respect and influence. United States foreign policy plunders and internal chaos like January 6th insurrection have eroded America's moral authority and credibility. Other nations like China are increasingly filling power vacuums once dominated by the United States. Mass media and manipulation and distrust. Both mainstream and alternate media often polarize, misinform, and divided rather than enlighten. Americans increasingly live in echo chambers, unable to agree on basic facts. Okay, surging crimes and drug epidemics. While crime stats vary, many urban areas are seeing spikes in violent crime and lawlessness. The fentanyl crisis and drug abuse epidemic are devastating communities coast to coast. Crumbling family and social structures. Marriage rates are down, birth rates are dropping, and fatherlessness is on the rise. Stable families, once seen as the foundation of society, are becoming less common, leading to increasingly mental illness, violence, and poverty. See, this place is done, man. This place is completely done. It's Jeremiah 58. It's Jeremiah 58. No. Jeremiah 51. I'm sorry, Jeremiah 50. I don't know why I said Jeremiah 58. This is Jeremiah 51 and 8. That's what I meant to say. Jeremiah 51 and 8. Okay. I'm going to start 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. For this, it says, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand and made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen, destroyed. How for it? Take palm for pain, if so she may be healed. Right. Babylon had been a golden cup, and that golden cup has been all the Babylon's wine, the ideologies, LGBTQ, feminism, Black Lives Matter. All right, women could wear suits and ties while men wear dresses. That's the wine that spread throughout all nations. Okay. Now the nations are mad because that wine has infected the peoples of those nations. Now it says Babylon is suddenly fallen, destroyed. How for take palm for a pain? If so, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. Let us go, everyone to his own country, for her judgment reaches unto heaven and lift up even to the skies. So right, Babylon's judgment is reach unto the heavens, man. They can't pay off that debt. They can't save their cities. They can't save the people. The reason why I didn't go to camp on Saturday because me and my family went to New York City to walk around. And New York City is nice, you know what I'm saying? It's still got Times Square, but other than that, it's very polluted. There's a lot of homeless people. A lot of people are struggling. It stinks. It's bad. Now, don't get me wrong. The scenery is nice, but other than that, the people, the society, the whole system of the city is just deteriorating. Because when you was growing up in the 80s and the 90s and 2000s, now New York has always had a little dark side, but growing up in the 80s and 90s and 2000s, it always had a higher vibration. When you watch New York on TV, it gives you the spirit like, man, I want to go there just to look around and see. That's why it's called the Big Apple, man. It's one of the biggest cities in the world. But now the cities that Babylon love and produces is crumbling. And not just Philadelphia, Boston, not just Slovakia,